Wonderful. We are live. That's fantastic. Welcome. Welcome. Well, we're getting closer and closer to the new year. So, uh, very interesting, right? So, another year. Gosh, time is again accelerating, at least from my perspective. It's getting even faster than what I was already experiencing. So it's really very strange to say that we are already at the end of the year. Well, yes, and we're getting even faster. Anyway, welcome. I'm, as always, very happy to share these moments with you. So, so how do you say that? Oh gosh, I am a complete. So, no, I'm having a complete. Yeah, that's because I don't like saying that. So, like, subscribe, and comment. Gosh, I had for a moment completely. That helps a lot. So we're trying to build this a little bit in a different way. So that is a huge support that you give us. So thank you in advance. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, and comment. Engagement is the key word. So, topic today: human being. It's a huge topic, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But by far, I'm not going into everything that there is to be said, just because, well, that's it. Um, it's really something that has a lot of mystery, at least from certain points of view. You can say mystery. But in the end of the day, it plays into the fact that we have no idea what we are doing here, why we are here, etc., etc. We have forgotten a lot. And there are so many contradictory things that are said, and people that try to take advantage of the situation, because clearly there are many that are trying to find something. They are feeling something, and the mainstream, what is pretended to be the truth, is not speaking to many people. It's not enough anymore. Christianity is failing. Every other religion is failing to really bring answers, support, love to people. And people get lost because even though they don't feel that religion is the answer, they don't have another answer. Or let's say they try to go somewhere, but they don't really go anywhere, because unless you start working on yourself, really going into discovering the self inside, everything else is outside, and that's where then people may end up in cults. But this is my opinion. I engage only myself with this opinion. Christianity is a cult, and every other religion, many religion, is a cult. Doesn't matter how many billions or hundreds of millions of people follow a religion. It's a cult. It started as a cult, and it's only I don't know, coincidence, or it's just for, yeah, some small, some coincidence that this religion have survived. There are millions of religions that have been created in our history, and only a few have survived and become really uh, dignified enough, or with a huge following enough to be into history. But there are so many religions that we had and are not in history. Christianity, or Islam, or even Judaism, and Taoism, etc. All these religions are there by chance, not because they have any truth, because there have been so many other religions. But anyway, that's not the topic. We'll talk about religion another time. I know that many people do not like that, but anyway, it's not against the belief or against the faith. Is simply that, well, there you go. Then here, but anyway, the human, many people are looking for these answers, or to find out, or to understand. So why human? So we choose to be human. First of all, that is the thing that is. We are incarnated as human beings, and we choose to. Many want to come here on the human world, and few have the place. So we are part of the few that have the courage and the willing and that decided to be here, to incarnate as human beings. Oh, I see that my hair are rebellious today. So that's one point. We are here because we choose it, because we wanted to be here, not because we've been forced, or not because of some, I don't know, unknowing or external factor that has decided to give us, to create us, and then to destroy us, or to deem us as unworthy, and to be sinners that need to be punished. You know, I really pity people that see things that way, because I think that they have a horrible life. And I understand when, we have when you learn, there are many people that are losing themselves, that they are really lost, and they are very aggressive, and they are really not finding a direction in their life, and most of the time they are very, well, nasty. They are not kind one to another, and they are really very judgmental, and really very not forgiving, and not that you need to be forgiving, but it's not in forgiving someone that has done something to you. They are not forgiving you to people that have done nothing to them. It's in the judgmental, right? In that kind of thing. But that is quite understandable when you realize that the things that are out there, the things that are used as belief systems, are really taking away a lot from people. And when you believe in the doom, in the judgment of a God, that one side, oh, he's so nice, so kind, and the other side, oh, he's gonna send you to hell. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Either it's a loving God, or it's a vengeful God. You cannot have those together, because if it's a God that sends you to hell, that's not a kind God. That's a judgmental God. Not the same, folk. Not the same. So there are these contradictory accounts. And what I realize is that all that godlike thing, those gods are that people are external gods, really very human. They're not that godly. They have very human attributes, which make me wonder, what is that? A god, an external god that is omnipotent, that can do everything, see everything, etc., etc. How can they be human and have human reactions, emotions, etc., etc.? That doesn't sit well with what the job requires. But anyway, so when you have that, and then people are exposed to this kind of ideas, of beliefs, and then they find themselves at odds with that. It's not fulfilling anything, and they are put in that situation where there is conflict in themselves. Then they are expressing all that rage, all that aggressivity in a awful way, terrible way. But they're lost. Doesn't excuse. Again, as I said in other videos, they always have the choice to choose to be nice, to choose to be loving, and to choose to be welcoming and accepting, etc., etc. They choose to be abusers. So that is not an excuse for a abusive behavior, right? Anyway, so we're choosing to be here. We incarnate as human beings. And then what is our purpose? Do we have a purpose, first of all? And this is something that is going to deceive and to be difficult to accept for many humans, is that there is no purpose except being a human being. That's being incarnate. That's all of a purpose that I can give you. That's the whole other purpose that there is. There is no more purpose than that. You are not here to be a doctor, to be a president, to be rich, or to be poor, or to suffer, or to whatever. That's not a purpose. That's an experience. And the experiences come from the fact that we are incarnated. Because obviously, there is no real purpose in being incarnated, but it's also because we are exploring incarnation. So we are exploring the human experience in many, many ways. You don't have an idea of how many ways you are exploring being a human, because you only have a vision, which is what you are right here, right now. You don't have any other visions at that. And actually, you are much more. You are experiencing it all. So you don't need a purpose because of that, partially. There are more, but I mean, it's more complicated than that, obviously, as always. But basically, you make choices, and all of those choices that are available to you, you are making them. Except that you have the impression that you are experiencing only one of them, where you are experiencing all, because you are present in many timelines. And it's always you and no one else. It's you. Except that you are not aware of it, because that's the limitation of a human being, is that we are only aware of one timeline, and the one we are exploring in this moment. So human beings are here to explore, to be incarnated, to be human beings, and to experience that. And as you can imagine, that is because we choose it, and because there is so much that there is to be explored as human beings. The human realm, so the human collective, and the human reality is designed so that we forget what we are, which is creator beings, which is we are huge beings um, that are a gestalt of many, many, many incarnations, whether it's human but other species that exist all over creation in their own worlds that have different experiences. Our experience is an experience of limitation, of forgetting what we are, so that we can explore. We can explore what it is as a creator to be powerless or to pretend to be powerless, because we aren't, but we are pretending to be, and we are very good at that. And so that the experience that we have becomes real. Because, I mean, when you are a creating being and you know that the experience that you are having, it's an experience that you are creating for yourself. Then you do not explore, you do not perceive consequences. There are no consequences. There are no problems. There are no upside down. You have an experience, and when you come to the end of the experience is done, and it's gone. There is no loss, there is no gain, there is nothing. So as a created being, you are fully in control of the experience. Now, as a human being, that is taken away from us because we have forgotten it, so we are unable to access to that. So we are here, and we are unable to create at will. I want a car. Well, I have to pay that car with money that I have to go to work for, and if I don't, I will not be able to pay for the car. Well, I have to eat. Normally, I will create my food, so I will make it appear in front of me. But that's not enough because I'm unable to do it at will. But I'm able to do it through the process of human experience, which is that I go and I produce my food, or I go to the supermarket and buy the food. Either ways, it requires effort. It requires money. It requires an action from us. So we are experiencing something completely different. And when we do stuff, when we do things, those experiences have consequences. They do not stop with the experience in itself, which can have consequences, well, limited to me, or those consequences can go much farther and have an implication with some or many other humans that are impacting by my actions. Not necessarily, but potentially that is possible. And you never know when an experience, an action can just go and have ramifications beyond imagination, let's say. Anyway, So that is why we come here, to have this experience as human being, which can be only done in this reality as human beings. No other species is having the same experience as we are. Whether they are in third dimension or in any other dimension, they are not experiencing what we are experiencing. They may have something that can be related, but will not be exactly the same, meaning they may experience emotions, but different emotion or different layers or different colors of emotions, or they may experience in their dimension, I mean, right? Um, or they can experience um, lack, but they will be experiencing it in a different way. So something that can be, but they, in the end of the day, they're not, because time, for instance, is something that we are experiencing. The way we are experiencing time, only we are experiencing it, and no one else. Time for us is a factor very important. In reality, time doesn't exist. It's a creation, and we are creating it, each one of us, for ourselves, and then in collaboration, obviously, with the collective when it comes to collective time. Or things that are impacting all of us, right? So we come here to experience, and we are experiencing exactly what we want to experience. In so many ways, we decide to experience it. And which means that there are no consequences from the point of view of creation. But whatever we're doing here, there are no ramification, meaning a criminal in the human reality is not considered a criminal in the wall of creation. We have to remind ourselves we have a point of view which is valid, but that is not the point of view of from the unconditional. Conditional doesn't see, because at the base, so what we are is unconditional love. We humans put conditions. That's what we do very, very greatly. Anyway, we are incarnated because we choose it. We are love incarnate. We come from love and we go back to love. And we are love regardless of what we perceive as human beings. We are eternal beings that have chosen to believe that our experience is limited, that it will be ended at some point. It cannot be ended because there is no time. Everything that is defined with time is not done in a correct way, or I mean, it's a belief system that humans have that tries to explain what human cannot understand in any other way. But when you use time to explain anything, you know that you're just expressing a belief system and nothing else. Because time being not real, you cannot have time to explain anything. And so that is about our experience here. We are these human beings, beautiful, amazing, loving, extraordinary. We are worthy. We are worth the universe, and we deserve to love ourselves first and love everyone else, everything else. After we love ourselves, it's always important to love the self, always. And contrary to belief, humans are not inferior to other species, they are equal. every other species. Likewise, every human is equal to every other human, not in choices, opportunities, because that is the choice of what you and each human decide to do, um, which goes say that it's a choice. But from the point of view of creation, every human is equal and equally worthy, equally loved, and deserving of everything. Every single human being. And this is the base. And from this base, we build everything else. You, me, each one of us, we are incarnate because we choose to be here, we choose to experience human. And we are doing exactly what we decided to do. And this is the reason why we're here. And the fact that we exist is the proof that we are, each one of us, we are worth the universe equally. And again, from there, we will build into more knowledge, understanding of human. All right. Thank you for joining in. This is all for the moment. And we'll go exploring human further, because this is just the beginning about humans. And so I will be seeing you very soon. I love you, and you are absolutely beautiful and worth the universe. Doesn't matter that you have been told the contrary. Let go of that. Choose to be happy, choose to be wonderful, choose to be the best version of you that you can be. And don't let that horrible stuff take you down, because you have so much in you. So much. And you do deserve all the best things ever. Well, I will be seeing you very soon. Goodbye.